We'll now open the town council plenary meeting of November 21st, 2024. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mary?
Here.
Jenna? Here. Mary? Here. Annette?
Here.
Bob?
Here. Next, we have citizen input. Hearing none, I'll be looking for a motion to approve the consent agenda to include the minutes of the October 17, 2024 town council meeting and claims totaling $1,182,599.69.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda with the minutes, an amendment to the minutes under announcements, employee recognition, public works department. To add the language, the building services employees Eric Dahlberg and Kelly Carroll for their service above and beyond on June 12th, 2024. As well as approve the claims totaling $1,182,599.69.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mary?
Aye.
Jenna?
Aye.
Mary? Aye. Annette?
Aye.
Bob?
Aye. Next, we have announcements. Christmas tree lighting ceremony, Friday, December 6th at 6 p.m. at Central Park. We have Christmas Eve fireworks on Tuesday, December 24th at 7 p.m. We have some town office closures. For the Thanksgiving holiday, town offices will be closed November 28th and 29th. We have a half-day employee appreciation where the offices will be closed on December 13th, closing at 11 a.m. And then for the Christmas holiday on December 24th and 25th, and on New Year's Day on January 1st. Next up, we have reports. We'll start off with Ward 2, Councilwoman Tim.
Thank you. Dyer had a lot of celebrations this last month. We celebrated the rededication of the Lincoln Highway Bridge. The Historical Commission had many members there, and Dyer and Bloom. It was really great town officials. And then we had our first Veterans flag ceremony over at the Gold Star Memorial. It was beautiful. It was an amazing day. Usually it's so windy there, you can't even do anything, but it was absolutely beautiful. If you haven't visited it yet, please come and visit it after the Christmas tree lighting when we see this Christmas tree light on the 6th. I'd also like to welcome the Historical Preservation Commission members here today. Thank you so much for coming. I would also like to say thank you to the town from the residents for redoing the surface of the skate park. They're very happy about that. And also the 3 new signs by the signal crossing Hart Street to remind everybody that it's the law to stop when there are people in that pedestrian crosswalk. People are very happy. Thank you so very much. And I'd like to wish all the residents and the members, employees, and everyone in the town a very happy Thanksgiving. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Ward 3, Councilwoman Grzovich.
As always, I appreciate everyone being here tonight, and I have no other report to make. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Ward 4, Councilwoman Tanis.
I had an opportunity a couple of weeks ago to visit with a lot of our residents, and I was accompanied by our school board member, Louise Halland. And as we were talking to people, we had so many questions. At least it wasn't about the 2-stage ditch. It was about the pickleball courts, and it was what's happening with some of the buildings in town. It was informative because I learned so much about what was going on in the south end of town. A lot of walkers these days, which is really good to see people out enjoying that. But it was a good opportunity to talk to the residents and learn from them. And we answered a lot of questions about what was going on in town. Second thing I wanted to mention is that with the leaf season right now, and I mentioned this at the utility meeting, more and more people are mulching their leaves instead of putting them out into the street. And really, it leaves your lawn a lot healthier, but I see more and more people doing that as well. So it's a good practice to get into. And if you really do look the science behind it, it makes sense to do that. It's free fertilization, and you're helping the insects that are there all winter long. So thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Ward 5, Councilwoman Ludwig.
Hi, thank you. I again, as Mary has stated, the veteran celebration was outstanding. It was a nice celebration. I was there and it was a beautiful day, a little windy, but it was beautiful. Also, I am just so proud of our fire department and our police department. I witnessed right in the Rockwell community an incident that occurred, and they were outstanding. Your team is outstanding. So proud of them. And how they got there and did their job. Other than that, that's all I have, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Clerk Treasurer report.
Yes, I have a donation at the fire chief's gift fund at his discretion, $30. If I can have a motion to accept that.
I'll make a motion to accept the $30 donation at the fire chief's discretion.
I will second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mary,
Aye.
Jenna,
Aye.
Mary,
Aye.
Annette,
Aye.
Bob.
Aye.
And I'd like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And enjoy. Eat lots of turkey.
Lots of turkey.
Not
too
oh,
much.
Not too
Not
much.
too much.
We have a lot going on in the clerk's office, a lot of gateway stuff. They're implementing a lot that takes place January 1st. So I'm trying to set the templates as things are done after meetings. And to catch up, because until the final meeting of the year, I have a lot to do between the last meeting of the year and by January 1st when it goes live. We're doing our due diligence. There's always something going on in the clerk's office with your tax dollars.
Thank you. Town Manager.
Thank you. With the assistance of our bond, we'll be doing an IT upgrade here shortly with the servers. So the IT department will be very busy in the wee hours of the night, scampering around to get our servers upgraded. Latest from NICD is they have received the signed agreement from CSX. So the underpass will begin any day now, starting with some pylons. So that is on schedule. May ridership is still a hope and not just a wish. Latest conversations as of this week, our exit, I would like to reiterate, is an emergency exit. It will continue to be emergency exit and only utilized at the authority of the police or fire from NICD or our local officials. So the end of seminary will have the emergency gates put up and will not be a routine entrance for cars. I know there's been some residents that have expressed concerns because of how it looks right now during construction, but we reiterate that the town stance is and will always be that it's emergency exit. Holiday season prep, a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes to see all the decorations up, the banners, the trees, the lights. I can't say enough about the Public Works crew stepping up along with their normal duties with water main breaks, leaves, all that good stuff. Franciscan, you might have seen a press release already. So one of the things that we were at least satisfied with was the fact that the rumors can be put to rest that they are closing and shuttering up their business. They are committed to the town of Dyer. They are changing their little business model as of 2027, but Franciscan will still be a staple in the town of Dyer for years to come. And we will work with them to support their next ventures here. Mentioned was the pedestrian crosswalk. Thank you for that, for the mention of it for Public Works jumping on it. We expressed concerns. Council did, forwarded them through us, got it to the Public Works, and the signs were put up, and that's kind of how we like to see things happen, and it worked. I think the signs jump out at you a lot differently, so we're hoping that'll help. Thank you to Chief Alcott for putting the digital signs out there for a couple weeks prior to that. And we'll be taking to the airwaves next week for our monthly radio show. It's gonna be primarily focused on all the great activities we got coming up for the holiday seasons. So tune in on Wednesday, 8:30. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, town attorney.
Sure, chapters 1 through 4 of the town code are still undergoing revisions. They're almost ready to go before the council. Are hoping that they'll be up to you well before the December meeting for your review. Other than that, there was discussion of a orientation session for board and commission presidents regarding rules of order and open door law. We're looking at doing that in February instead. With new members. So that's all I have.
Thank you.
And I would say on that
Okay.
note too, we have, with, the SEAC group, the shared ethics, they're putting on a training program for boards and commissions as well. And that's a step in the right direction. Thank you.
Good. Now we'll move to department heads. We'll start with Public Works. I think you were hanging your head when Dave said the bad word.
I mean, I'm not gonna mention it
Yeah.
again, so,
Yeah,
no,
I heard
we don't talk about that. But we will talk about leaf removal services. Those will start up next week again. And they'll continue all the way into December. Leaf pickup in Briar Ridge is next Monday and Tuesday. The generator at the Briar Ridge South Sanitary Lift Station, it's in. The next step is the gas service has to be installed by NIPSCO, which should be done before the end of the year, because they got about a 3 to 4 week delay for scheduling and stuff like that. The concrete pad at that location was installed and all the electric and pumps are all upgraded. So that station is pretty much done short of the generator. The last thing we're doing right now is looking at a proposal for a replacement fence, because the old fence that was there, we took it down because with the new concrete pad, it was just in the way. So we're getting a price for something that would match the other lift station, I think in Shannon's Bridge area. So it kind of has that same match, that subdivision. So that we're hoping to have everything done probably before the end of the year. Hydrant maintenance, we're still pumping out the hydrant barrels. That's almost done, and that should also be completed next week. As Dave mentioned before, we're getting all the holiday decorations up. We're gonna be starting tomorrow with putting up banners and such along Sheffield and Hart, and then we'll continue all the way into next week, putting up the decorations along Calumet Avenue, Hart Street, or I'm sorry, Calumet Avenue, 213, US 30. So again, we're gonna try to have all that hopefully before Thanksgiving, but if not, we'll definitely have it all done by the following week. And then I have some information for the RDC meeting, which is the decorative lights, decorative street lights. So again, I can talk about that. That's it for today.
Thank you. Next up, Parks Department.
Let's start with the projects. The Sandy Ridge Park improvement that was completed last week. We'll do a walkthrough with Robinson here in the coming weeks to see if there's any punch list items, but it's there's been kids on it. The weather, obviously not today or yesterday, was cooperating, so they were able to use it a little bit. We'll see if we can get some warmer temperatures here in the next few days. Hearthstone pickleball courts. Unfortunately, Permaseal, which is a subcontractor for Grimmer Construction, they won't guarantee their warranty if there wasn't an ambient temperature of 55 degrees. And obviously, at this point in the season, that's impossible. So the park board had two options. It was either to go ahead with it and not worry about the warranty, or to delay it until the spring, and they chose to delay it till the spring. So that is everything is completed except the sport court surfacing. So that's all they'll have to do. And then in the spring, all they have to do to they're gonna have to power wash the asphalt surfacing, and Grimmer has elected to do that free of charge. So that's where we stand with that. Unfortunately, it'll just be fenced off for the rest of the winter. Heritage Estates Park, it's in the design stage. We have the equipment. It'll be out to bid in February. That will be out to bid in conjunction with Cottonwood Park, which is currently designing the park. We just selected the equipment last meeting. Central Park Concrete, over in the north parking lot that was completed. JJ Newell completed that during their fall concrete work. The Central Park bleachers, they're still currently being assembled. Obviously, Jeff's talked about it a little bit. Dave's talked about it a little bit. Billing, some of his staff is stretched pretty thin. When they get downtime, we got about 50% of the bleachers assembled. Now they're gonna continue to assemble them when possible, but they will be ready for the spring season. Then Central Park Roundabout and the Landscape Island Electric, that has been completed as of today. Or it was completed Friday, I think is when they finished it. But the lights are energized on the flagpole. It's pretty neat if you get a chance to drive over the hill and see the flag
Makes a huge
illuminate.
difference.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And then on that note, the Christmas tree light display, there's some pictures in my report. I don't know if you guys were able to take a look at it, of them assembling it, which looks pretty neat. And that's pretty exciting. So they are going to be installing that the week of December 2nd. And I asked them how long it's gonna take. They said 2 to 3 days, and they'll give us time to do a dry run on the 5th. And then we'll have everything, all the kinks worked out for the tree lighting on the 6th. So our holiday lights at Central Park, those trees have been installed. We supply one strand of lights. Those are on, we're getting signs made for the individual sponsors. I know there's a couple members of the council who sponsor trees. Those will be going up next week, and the sponsors can start decorating. As of today, we had technically one tree remaining. One of them is a chamber tree, but they said if we get another person, they will be more than willing to give that up. So we're kind of rounding out for this inaugural year, which is pretty neat to see. Volunteer committees, Dyer and Bloom, they held their monthly meeting on the day after election day, November 6th. They discussed about a couple different cleanup dates and installed Christmas trees at the town pot at the town hall in the pots. And many of the members are volunteering at the town Christmas tree lighting event. And they're gonna be passing out cookies and hot chocolate. Summerfest, I got nothing new to report there. And then activities, we are getting into our Christmas events. We got our annual candy cane hunt that's on December 12th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Plum Creek Center. This is for ages 2 to 7. Our breakfast with Santa will be held on December 14th from 9:30 to 11 a.m. at the Plum Creek Center. And that's for ages 4 to 10. That date is wrong. I think that's the 9th. I'm sorry.
The Santa?
Yeah, no, the candy cane hunt. It's always the Sunday after the Christmas tree lighting. So it's the 8th, I'm sorry. Not the 12th.
Activities that were usually inside town hall, like the cookie or the cutouts or Santa, is that gonna be at the fire station? People have been calling and asking.
No, we don't do anything at the fire station for our programming.
No, I meant for the tree lighting on that day. When you
Like
guys
the-
do the tree lighting,
So we're doing the Santa stuff. Dave, are you fine with me?
Yeah, go ahead.
That is gonna be in the pavilion over there. We're gonna wrap that a little bit and weatherproof it. And all that stuff will take place there.
Okay.
Right next to the concession stand.
Yeah, so the cookies and the hot chocolate will be in the concession stand.
Served out of the concession stand, yes.
It's on the flyer that the town of Dyer flyer, Central Park. Light refreshments, 5:30 with Santa, arrival at 6.
Donations for cookies and such.
I believe we're getting them provided. I don't know how
We're seeking donations from vendors,
Your
but
Donations.
no, we would not turn away any refreshments for that night.
Are there any Christmas trees still available for the?
I want to say I have at least one.
Oh.
If you would like one, I'm more than happy to talk to you after the meeting. I don't remember where it was, but our breakfast with Santa, that's on December 14th from 9:30 to 11 at Plum Creek. And that is all I have. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
next up, we have our Director of Operations report.
This month for November, the Plan Commission meeting was canceled. Right now, we currently have the daycare under review at 921 Calumet Avenue. That would be next to the Cancer Resource Center. So that's still under review. And then for December, for the study session, we're gonna have someone come in from Tsunami Car Wash and they're ready to move forward. They want to go right next to Texas Roadhouse on Calumet Avenue. So they had to do a lot of design, because if you know, there's a retention pond over there, that when they extended Texas Roadhouse's parking lot, they had to add on the detention. So they're kind of actually changing their model building so it can fit specifically on this site. So that'll be kind of good. Under construction right now, 7 Brew site, if you've gone by, is under construction. And so is the Dunkin' and Wingstop. I've heard that Jet's Pizza was denied by corporate, but I haven't heard that from the owner yet, so I'm still waiting to hear that. But it sounds like, I don't know if it's because that he opened the one in Sherrville and it's too close, but I'll find more out. I'm sure something else is gonna want to go in there pretty quickly. For the month of October, we had 382 calls for service for code enforcement. We had 2 more new businesses, the Family Compass and Two Sisters Bridal Gowns. I'd really like seeing that Two Sister Bridal Gowns get some shopping up there on Sheffield Avenue. I think that'll be a nice, hopefully, start to more things coming up there. And then we had 2 businesses that were taken over. Tamburini Dental changed names to Dyer Dental Professionals, and then Jelly Pancake House got a new owner. The Dyer Stormwater Board, we're working on projects for 2025. I'd say our top 3 projects include constructing some more 2-stage ditch, a detention pond at Sandy Ridge next to the nice park that was just built out there, and a lift station on Calumet Avenue after we obtained some property. NIPSCO had been doing work in Dyer all year, and a couple trees came down, so I was able to get 10 trees from NIPSCO. They're actually gonna come plant them next Tuesday, and we're having them plant them around the new Sandy Ridge Park. So where there's gonna be some benches and stuff, we're gonna throw really nice trees right away to get shade there a lot quicker around that park. So that'll be really nice. And then one last thing that's really new that's not on the report that I want to mention, me and Dave, this week, we met with Sam Colonna, and you're gonna be getting an email about it tomorrow, but Sam Colonna is a boxing instructor. And he has a boxing gym, and right now he is looking at the church that we were looking at on Sheffield Avenue to purchase to turn it into a boxing gym. So in the email that I'll send you tomorrow, it kind of he talks about why he thinks the gym would be good, and then he has some videos of his other gym that he owns, and kind of shows how kids come after school, and they have programs for adults, for people with Parkinson's, he named a bunch of things that they do it for. So this is gonna be coming before you possibly soon.
Other things besides just boxing, right? It's, like you said, the Parkinson's. Is it just boxing?
It's
He's looking-
boxing training, yes. Yeah, even for the Parkinson's, they're boxing.
Oh,
They're hitting a bag, it helps them, and yeah, he named a few other things. Dave may remember a couple other things he said, but I mean, you can look him up online. He's been doing this a long time, I believe.
Sam Colonna Boxing.
You're gonna get the email first thing in the morning, and it'll have his name and stuff, and it's got a link to go to videos that he has, and
Yeah, we spent about what, maybe a half hour?
yeah, real
Spent a half
nice
hour with him,
gentleman.
a very genuine person who knows his craft. He's a quite popular name in the city of Chicago. He's trained a lot of kids, a lot of youth. I moved out here some time ago because of family, kept commuting to the city to keep his gym going. And just really feels that there's a need out here for kids that don't go to a specific baseball or soccer or something, or want to add this to their cardio side of it. And I believe sounds like a purpose that we would probably like to see at that facility. So hopefully it works out, and enjoy the link when we forward it to you.
Any reports on the business next to Taco Bell? Are you still waiting on?
Still waiting. They're slow. From other people I've talked to, they just said they move very, very slow. But I still think they're interested. I mean, we're busy. We're busy. If you hit all of our restaurants and look in town, they're busy. So I don't think people definitely are gonna come here.
Brian, there's something across from the Union Church. It's like a kitty cafe or something. What? Maybe I missed that in something you gave before. What is that all about?
That's a new business that I had mentioned like a month or so ago. And what that is it's a place where you can bring your child and they can play and they also serve coffee and some drinks and stuff. It's not a place where you can drop a child off and leave. It's only, to go
Moms
there,
with kids,
moms with
parents
kids or
with
dads
Okay.
and,
All right. Or
and-
grandparents.
or
grandparents with kids.
anybody.
Okay.
And it's an amazing thing that happened over there. If you know, across from there's a parking lot there and it was only for one business. And that business has now signed an agreement with this new play cafe to allow people to park there. So that was very nice. I will add, it's called Little Hearts Play Cafe.
Okay.
If you do get a chance, stop in there. He has used the playground equipment in there to mock our town structure. So there's a mini town hall there. There's a mini police station. There's a mini fire station that is very similar
He
features. to
redid
ours.
one of our welcome to Dyer signs and it says, welcome to Little Dyer, I think it says.
Yeah.
It's done a really nice job.
Thank you.
Next up. Next up in our packet, we have police department.
731 incidents, 29 arrests, 28 accidents, 189 citations, 430 warnings, 521 traffic stops. As you know, we have applications out for an eligibility list. We're up to 59 applications out and over 16 have come back. The end of applications will be December 13th, and we'll be taking our test on January 4th, which will be a written and a physical first, then a written. We've already booked a high school for that. Moving forward to try to get us a larger eligibility list of people that have never been to police before. Sergeant Post Shares is working diligently with our business community, updating all of the not call takers, the alarm systems and their needs with us, has made a great connection. I will have an updated report at the end of the year of how many he spoke to, businesses that we didn't know about or businesses that are new, are participating in the program. FOP is looking to give away, we have a donation of turkeys and the FOP will be giving away free turkeys to needy families in Dyer in the next day or two. A friend of ours purchased all of them and will be donating to the FOP for the FOP to hand out. We're working with Kathy LaRue, the schools and St. Joe Church with finding the families. That'll be coming up. Staff and command is continuing and will be continued to March. All of our police or safety board meetings will continue to be here at the town hall until at least the end of February, I believe, on the dates that are listed. That's all I have.
I have a question. With that gray beard that you're growing, are we
Okay,
getting a
Santa
secret
Claus?
Santa?
Yeah.
Yeah, show up.
I've already shaved it twice, trimmed it twice, so I wouldn't be Santa, but it's not gonna happen.
I don't know. I think we're just a motion and a second away from.
By
Updating a
the
job
street, right?
description.
Ho.
Can the fire chief make that motion?
If that's the case, this is my elf.
I'm in. I got the ears already. I'm in.
I think we're gonna really get any and all, guys.
I think so.
Okay, next up, we have fire.
Yes, for the month of October, we had 132 total calls for service, logged 444 hours of training, continued all our community risk reduction programs, 26 fire code inspections throughout the town in class 1 structures. We're still continuing implementing our life safety inspection vault and active alert for our inspections and pre-planning, taking those from paper onto the palm of our hand on our smartphones. Held a training night for 19 Boy Scouts from Troop 275 to help them earn their fire safety badge. Taught 3 days of classes at for Bibbich Elementary students at Tri-Town Safety Village. Tons of trunk or treats, a lot on the list. Held fire safety courses for every student at Bibbich and Protsman Elementary. Fire safety courses for all students at Dyer Nursery School. Fire safety courses for all students at White Oak Christian Academy. Our fire prevention open house was October 12th and it was heavily trafficked. So again, thank you to Justin for giving us the whole run of the park. That was really nice. The turnout was awesome. Lieutenant Bonk runs our open house and did a fantastic job with it this year. Yeah, the turnout was just amazing.
hosted multiple CPR and Stop the Bleed courses for our friends at the Dyer Police Department. Hosted multiple departments for SCBA confidence training when we had the Department of Homeland Security's confidence trailer. Received a $5,000 grant from Enbridge for thermal imaging cameras. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Bibich third grader Mila Voss won our annual coloring contest at her school. Protzman's second grader Viola Caples won the coloring contest at her school. October 28th marked the first day for full-time firefighter EMT vet Stutler. So again, I appreciate everybody in this room support for that initiative. And I know this just happened recently, but last Saturday I got to go to the Chamber Gala with Lieutenant Bonk, and he was actually named the Chamber Firefighter of the Year, which was incredible. I mean, a lot of really cool accolades recently for our people, and they're all very well deserving of it.
I have one go back, Mr. President. I forgot to mention that we had a successful trunk or treat by our FOP, and I wanted to thank some of the members here of the town council that were participants in it. It was probably one of the most populated trunk or treat in the area, and we hope to expand it next year. But thank you all for participating in it, and the FOP did a great job, in my opinion. And they did. Next year we'll have a contest on who decorated their squad car better.
I think a testament to it was an amazing event as it ended. I think the general consensus, first words out of everyone's mouth is, well, now you got to do this again.
Yes.
I mean, it was fantastic. I mean, from start to finish, I think even a couple minutes before, so just residents the entire time out talking and why it was an incredible event.
Yeah, they did a great job. I'm very proud of them, and they're moving forward with a lot more events to assist the community.
Excellent. Thank you. Next up, we have road projects.
Evening. We have the 2023-2 Harrison 213 to Edmond project that is substantially complete, and we are working on the punch list items, and we'll close that out with the final change order. We're significantly under budget to the tune of about 150 grand, so that can be reallocated with other funds for the upcoming 2025 calendar construction year. Getler Stack, I'm sure you've seen that. The construction is substantially complete. We have a few punch list items remaining that the contractor is working on. The Calumet Avenue and Central Park Boulevard, that project is also complete, and we are preparing the final pay request to be submitted. The 2024-1 CCMG projects, the resurfacing, those are all completed. Punch list is complete, and the final payment has been submitted to the town for consideration. And then we'll close that out through Dave's office with INDOT. The 2024-2 application we filed in July for 212 from Harrison to Madison, that was approved this month. $524,578.14, and that means we had the maximum of $1.5 million through the CCMG program for this year. The Pazer is been completed, submitted to LTAP along with the asset management plan. They've both been accepted for the 2025 calendar year for CCMG. And then we will work with staff and schedule a meeting with them and provide consideration for you to take a look at for the resurfacing projects as part of the 2025-1 CCMG, which we expect that to begin probably in mid to late January, and we'll have that submitted once you guys approve consideration of list that will be finalized for bidding. John Burge Lane that was mentioned earlier, we prepared concepts for staff to review, and then we're expecting a 2025 bidding and construction on that project. Any questions? Thanks so much.
Okay, next up, we have ordinances and resolutions. The first one, I'll be looking for a motion for ordinance 2024-16, amendment to the salary ordinance.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 2024-16, amendment to the salary ordinance on first reading.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mary.
Aye.
Jenna.
Aye.
Mary.
Aye.
Annette.
Aye.
Bob.
Aye. I will seek a motion to suspend the rules and pass ordinance 2024-16 on second reading.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 2024-16, amendment to the salary ordinance on second reading.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mary.
Aye.
Jenna.
Aye.
Mary.
Aye.
Annette.
Aye.
Bob.
Aye. Next up, I'll be seeking a motion for ordinance 2024-17, revised fire prevention and protection ordinance.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 2024-17, revised fire prevention and protection ordinance on first reading.
Oh, second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mary.
Aye.
Jenna.
Aye.
Mary.
Aye.
Annette.
Aye.
Bob.
Aye.
Make a motion to suspend the rules and approve ordinance number 2024-17, revised fire prevention and protection ordinance on second reading.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mary.
Aye.
Jenna.
Aye.
Mary.
Aye.
Annette.
Aye.
Bob.
Aye. Thank you to Chief Martin and our attorney for your work on that. Next up, I'll be looking for a motion on resolution 2024-28, establishing personal property as surplus.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2024-28, establishing personal property as surplus from the police.
I second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mary.
Aye.
Jenna.
Aye.
Mary.
Aye.
Annette.
Aye.
Bob.
Aye. Next up, I'll be seeking a motion for resolution 2024-29, a transfer of funds.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 2024-29, transfer of funds.
I'll second that.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mary.
Aye.
Jenna.
Aye.
Mary.
Aye.
Annette.
Aye.
Bob.
Aye. Next up, I know this is something that the clerk treasurer's office works very hard on. I'll be looking for a motion for resolution 2024-30, uncollectible debt.
Make a motion for resolution to pass resolution 2024-30, uncollectible debt.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mary.
Aye.
Jenna.
Aye.
Mary.
Aye.
Annette.
Aye.
Bob.
Aye. Next up, we have no old business. Under new business, we have board and commission appointments. In your package, you will see a spreadsheet that looks like this with the 2025 board and commission, the current members. And if I'm not mistaken, everyone that is currently on a board or a commission has indicated that they would like to stay.
Yes,
Okay.
you would still have one opening for Historic Preservation Commission, but that's a later item on your
Right,
agenda.
that's item number 2.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the board and commission appointments as stated, that people that want to remain in that position.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I will just note Jeff Zenzian's name is misspelled, just so we know who we're talking about.
Mhm.
So can we prove it even though
Mhm.
the name is spelled?
Yeah, I would prove it with that amendment.
Yeah, and I would also say the amendment for plan commission, but Annette and myself are not marked on there, although I assume the assumption for the,
Well, I just.
yeah. Um,
So
Does
we'll
this
need,
include your appointments as council members? Bob?
So we're gonna then,
yeah, we need the person who made the motion
Me.
and then the
Yeah.
second to both agree to the amendment.
Yes, I agree to the amendment.
I also agree to the amendment as a second.
And for discussion, I'd like to thank all of these members for stepping up, for those here. We see, you know, next to their name, they're bipartisan members, Republicans, Democrats, Independents. It's not always easy to find folks who want to step up and serve the community. And I think we have a good lot here. And so I want to thank all of them for stepping up for their community.
Can we just, since our three council members sit on the planning commission as board members or as council members? Has something changed or should they?
The statute requires members of the council, as long as the partisan balance is maintained, to sit on the plan commission. So those should be noted. And I think that was in the amendment that was made, that those appointments are being included as well.
For the council. And should we name these people and what boards they're on for transparency?
It's on the list. It'll be,
So I have the permission of the council to just.
Copy the list. Yeah.
Someone.
Okay.
we need a roll.
Any further discussion? Roll call?
Mary,
Aye.
Jenna, aye, Mary,
Aye.
then
I,
Bob.
Aye. Next, to go back to something Dave spoke to, item number 2, Board and Commission, Historic Preservation Commission. We do have an opening on that, commission. Is there a desire to, go out for applications? Do we know if someone has applied or if there's an interest?
We do not have any applications on file at this point.
Do we want to go out for applications so that way, and within enough time to have someone at our next meeting to?
Absolutely. We can have that for you for December.
Perfect, thank you.
Did you want to add what you guys talked about earlier for the facade program?
That's
That's
RDC.
RDC.
Oh,
Would you like us to make an official action for you to go out for applications, or are you good?
Oh, we're good. We have the vacancy and you guys have had the desire to fill it. We'll go off for applications.
Sounds good. Next up, item 3, we have a recommendation from the BZA from a petitioner. Is there a motion from the council?
That's a long one. I had to write it. All right, so yeah, I will move to grant the variance permitting backyard chickens with the conditions that they keep no roosters and no more than 12 hens. The coop and run is of durable condition. The coop is not regulated as an accessory structure under town code. The coop and run provides a minimum 12 square feet per chicken. All chickens are kept completely and securely enclosed and under the control of the property owner on the property owner's property at all times. Free ranging their chickens in the backyard only permitted when the property owner is present. Operate so as to not constitute a public nuisance as defined by town ordinance. Should the property owners be found liable, either adjudged or by admission from a nuisance, or by admission for a nuisance violation more than 3 times in a year, then the variance is automatically revoked.
I'd like to make an amendment to that to make it 15 hens.
Oh, wait, we need a second
Oh, I'm
before
sorry.
we can.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, and it sounds like an amendment.
Yeah, I'd just like to amend it to 15. They're on a double lot. I think that and because of the chicken rotation, I wasn't familiar that they lay at different times, so they want to have chickens to rotate. So, not to exceed 15. I'm not saying they'll have 15, but not to exceed 15.
We need to move in the second one to agree to that.
Yeah, sure, I will agree to that.
I'll second that.
I have a motion. I have an amended motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mary,
Aye.
Jenna,
I,
Mary,
Aye.
Annette,
Nay,
Bob.
Nay. Okay, next up, we have any and all.
I would like to make a motion to have Annette Ludwig serve as the 2025 Town Council President.
I'll second that motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
wait, where is this under? I'm a little confused.
yeah,
Oh, this
I'm
is
a little.
any and
It's under any and all.
Any and all.
Oh,
Do I have a say?
Yeah,
Well,
yes, you do.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
you're being nominated. You can accept or decline.
As far as the president, I am happy with what I'm doing right now as the vice president. I am happy that you would nominate me. But I'm still in the process of, I'm gathering more and more information and I believe me, I'm happy that I was nominated, but I would really love to just stay as a vice president. Thank you. I
In a matter
appreciate
of
it.
succession that we each take a turn, take a year's.
I agree, but I don't. I mean, I've learned so much so far and I'm grasping more and more as the vice president than I did as a member, but I really do appreciate it. And one more year as the vice president. If it's open for everybody.
I will amend the motion and ask that Mary Tim serve as the president for 2025.
I have an amended motion. Do I have an amended second? Last call for an amended second.
Don't we usually discuss this in the 25 meetings? Or is
I'm
that-
trying to see if our ordinances, if this, we can even, because we might require it at the first meeting of the
That's what I
year.
thought we usually
Yeah, we
always
can
do.
do this the first.
It's always in December.
We do it in December or at the January.
It's been done at both times,
Yeah.
December and
In
January.
January. But that's fine.
If you're asking, that's how it's been done in the past.
yeah, we can wait until next month.
Yeah, and could we
Okay.
file a motion?
Well, there's
to-
no motion. pending.
second the
Yeah,
motion.
yeah, You declined the
Motion.
nomination, the last one didn't get a second,
But should I
so.
file a motion to just keep the president as Bob Starkey? Or are we just going to wait until December?
It's up to you guys.
I'd like to file a motion. to
Well,
just
the
keep it.
president is for a year term, so someone needs to be nominated and
Okay.
voted in.
Okay, so is that something that we're gonna discuss in December?
I think we can discuss that in December,
I
January.
think so too.
as we've done in the past.
I think so too.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
Any more, any and all?
Yeah, I just want to add a comment. During the phone calls, there were concerns about setting precedent with the variance procedures. I just want to, for the public's benefit, this is an adjudicated process. It's on a case by case basis. What holds for one property doesn't control to another property, so don't. That shouldn't be a factor in the council's determination, and it apparently wasn't, so I just wanted to put that on the record for the public.
Can I ask, I thought there was going to be another visa recommendation at a greenhouse.
That was a developmental standard, which doesn't come before the council, the BZA can grant or deny those on its own.
And they did grant it.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a second
Second.
voice vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Being quick. I'd like to call the Dyer Redevelopment Commission meeting to order for November the 21st, 2024. Roll call, please.
Here.
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 Here. We also would like to call our attention, we have Louise Talland from the Lake Central School Board present at our meeting as well. Louise, I did mention you that when we were together a couple weeks ago, that we talked to a lot of citizens that day. So we answered a lot of questions. Yes, it was a pleasure to have you as a sidekick. Yeah. I'm seeking, is there any citizen input? Hearing none. I'm seeking a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented with the minutes of the October 17th, 2024 redevelopment commission meeting. Claims totaling $62,197.26.
So moved.
We have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Aye.
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 Aye. Under new business, I would like to also amend the agenda to include the Central Park funds, if we can do that. We talked about that in our meeting to add it to our RDC agenda, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
you're gonna need a motion to, you're gonna motion a second to amend the agenda to add.
Or you
item
can
number-
just bring it up under any.
Okay, that's what I was thinking too.
Okay.
Under new business, we have the TIF annual update. We have already covered that during our regular meeting. Is there any question that anybody had about that? Number 2, resolution 2024-02 TIF spending plan. Plan for 2025. I need a motion for approval for resolution 2024-02.
So moved.
Have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
Yeah, just as you can read in the ordinance, this is a statutory requirement for the town to adopt it by December 1st, so we're just complying with statute.
Roll call?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye. Next, we have street lights and the decorative poles. There's a description inside of your packet. And it's for Midwestern for a total of $129,250 for decorative poles. A motion to approve.
So moved.
We have a second.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? I
So-
think the poles are really decorative. I mean, they're really gonna add something and they're really in strategic places.
I would like to know if there, and Dave, we've talked about this before. and
Yes.
also About being able to plug other things into it.
That's one of the
Not just up
benefits.
at the top, it said plugging decorations, but it didn't say up top or.
Yeah, that's one of the benefits of these upgrades, with the arm mast by Pheasant
Yeah.
Hills. It'll have the ability to do the accessory lighting higher up. Just for clarification, the RDC is only approving the ones from the bridge to 30 because Pheasant Hills is not in the TIF district, so the Pheasant Hills ones will have to come before the council out of the bond, so.
And it's conveniently $250 shy of 50,000.
Strategically.
So your motion would only be for the 49,750 to cover from Route 30 to the bridge on Hart Street.
Okay, so what portion is it? What was the total?
It's just the first one. It'll be the 49,750 for Midwestern Electric from Hart Street south of 30 to the bridge by Steck.
I'll amend my motion.
15 decorative streetlights.
Okay, so we'll amend the motion to say $49,750.
And the second needs to concur in the amendment.
Second,
Who was the second?
Janice?
Yeah.
Second, okay, okay. The motion and a second. Any more discussion? Roll call?
Aye.
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 Aye. Next, we have facade improvement program. I'm glad to see that we're doing this because I think we need to do something with all those houses along Sheffield in particular. Maybe some upgrades that people are going to take a look at it. But again, you know, we had to have an architectural review group take a look at it again. So hopefully that'll help a little bit. We don't need a motion on it yet.
I'm sorry, can you just go over what you just said? I think I'm not understanding that on the facade program.
Well, I know that we're looking, I'm glad to see that we're having a facade improvement program, but part of that would obviously be that we have an architectural review committee.
Correct. We already have the architecture review committee. We have to work on, but the facade program itself is in place, and the RDC would direct action on the application that you have in your packet right now.
Okay,
Where's the architectural?
Architecture Review Committee is citizen members that have been put together. We don't have the exact names with us right now. So we'll get that. There's gonna be some that are probably expired. We're gonna need to up it, but
Okay.
it has a process already.
There's nothing in the code that provides for that. I mean, if this is gonna be a town body, we should probably pass an ordinance updating that. And how,
I would appreciate the legal review ahead of this. I mean, that would have been,
we'll do it for December.
okay, so. Brian, do you think this would be an issue if it got pushed to December?
No, I think tonight is more just accepting the application.
yeah, you can accept,
Yeah.
you don't need to wait to accept
Yeah.
the application. We can
You know,
put
the
that
review
together.
committee would look at it. I think in the packet, you should have a picture of what they want it
Right.
to look like. And if you go out there now, they've already done the sides. They've remodeled the building on the sides and in the back.
Yeah,
And they're just waiting for this before they review the front, so.
we need a motion to approve.
I don't know if you approve, because you're not approving it, but you're accepting the application.
Okay.
I don't think you need a motion for that, Adam.
I would have
Motion.
We have a motion to accept the application for
for the
the
facade.
facade program.
So moved.
Have a second,
I'll second that.
any discussion?
I just, oh, this is, okay, is this the,
Yes, that's what they want it to look like.
Yeah.
you want it to look like there, okay. And where is this?
That's Bookies, the old Bookies, it's right there on Route 30, just past the entrance to Castlewood.
Okay.
Yeah,
Keep going, it used to be the stadium too. but besides
Oh,
Bookies.
okay.
yeah. Any further discussion?
Just to
Roll
walk
call.
you through the next steps up, sorry if I can add.
Go ahead.
If the RDC was approving this tonight, then this will go back to the staff. Brian will then get us a list of the architecture review committee that is still active. And then we'll get it back to you guys for the final decision. If you guys were against this tonight, then it would be a mute point. So we'll send it back through the ranks.
Do we know about how long it's been since something's been in that building? It's been a hot minute.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, 2012.
Could be, I don't know the date, but it was
Okay,
probably
just
Stadium
curious.
Bar was the last thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
Would this be something that they could use for the fence along the church, along Route 30,
This is a lot farther down the street. This is across.
Oh, I know where this is. I'm just talking about this facade improvement.
That area for,
program. So-
yeah, that area is not in the TIF.
Possible, again, though, as I said before, if they just, it's gotta be in the TIF this spring.
Correct,
So I gotta look at that, but
And
if they
it's
just
not.
wanted a fence, then probably not.
Okay.
If they did facade and also did a fence, then it could be looked at. I feel facade program and in there it talks about eligible expenses, signs, fences, landscaping. But I feel, and you guys.
Yeah, I think it's come for us in a roundabout way before, but first, it's not in the tip. And two, there was some question whether or not using tax dollars for a nonprofit also was an issue.
Okay, yeah, I know you were looking at grants and very.
Yeah.
So I think we're looking at that historical, national registry.
Right.
yeah, Becky's been working on that with the assistant. Yeah, good question though. So we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Aye.
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 Aye. Next on the agenda, we have the Central Park Funds Improvement. They need a motion to approve.
What was that number, Justin?
$63,800.
For Robinson?
Correct.
63,800. Do we have a motion to approve the 63,800 for the Robinson fees?
So moved.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Aye.
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 Aye. Any and all? Hearing none? Motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, voice vote?
Aye.
Thank you.